Hey, okay, what I want to do here is show you a basic A minor, D minor, E minor progression, and even once in a while throw in an E7. So here's how it would go. This is it would be a very, pretty basic way to do it. So, kind of like a minor blues form, 12-bar blues form. So, A minor chord, basic D minor chord. Some of you may play it with your ring finger. I play it with my pinky. Depends on what I'm doing, but a lot of times it's my pinky. Then an E minor, and also for the turnaround, I used E7, right? So, your stock voicings of chords, right? So now what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to take this same progression and keep playing it in different places and doing different things and just experimenting. To me, this really helps me learn the neck, learn the same chord in different places. I can do different things. So now, you can start adding in. I'm a big fan of adding in the, like scale notes, right? First thing you might do is understand your strumming, right? So the quarter note pulse there that I just played was basically 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's my strumming patterns in an eighth note pattern. I'm getting the hits. I'm getting the hits on 2 and 4. It's the backbeat of a bar. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. To me, for me, this is something I consider basic, the pattern and just getting the hits. For some of you, the hits may take a little bit of practice to get, but once you get it, this becomes a very simple thing to do. But it's cool by yourself. You get some percussive sound, right? All right, so that's eighth notes. So if I wanted to play this same progression now as 16th notes, at the same quarter note pulse, I need to. The same quarter note pulse there, right? That's the important thing to realize is that, I'm just doing two different beat subdivisions. The first one was at eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3. The second, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But the quarter note pulse didn't change, right? But you can tell, how much the feel changes when you go from the eighth notes to that, 16th note. It really gets more, I don't know how you want to explain it, aggressive, driving sound. Now we can keep taking this stuff further, these things further, and start adding on things. I started to do a little bit of it, but I could get busier, like. Right, so that was just over the A minor chord. And then, D minor. So, I'm just seeing notes from the scale, A minor scale, and I'm throwing those in quickly. D minor. If I take my D minor, which I'm using my pinky, basically you form an F here, which makes it like a D minor 7. Well, if you get, your pinky or whatever finger, I think it's easier with the pinky, nimble, you can add all this stuff in here. But, probably the biggest key, the left and right are equally as important, But you know, you got to notice over here, when I'm doing this stuff, it's like the right hand. See how my right hand is never stopping? So I just keep doing this motion, right? Let me see here. Right, so A minor. You know, so there now I'm trying to get the G string. I'm trying to hammer on and off the G string there with my ring finger. So that might mean may need to get a little bit more specific with my right hand. All right. So you can see I'm really just like, you know, I'm still keeping my right hand moving, but I've just kind of gotten more specific with where I'm really putting the pick on. You know, it's these fine motor skills that just get developed through hours of playing. Right? But I can also just be, you know, right? So that's just experimenting with different rhythmical things and, you know, hammering on, off and on those B and E string, right? And the G string. Okay, so, you know, that's just some ideas to make it more interesting when you play it in open position. You know, you can experiment with playing your minor 7th chords, A minor 7 to D minor 7, which you're kind of doing with this. And E minor 7, you could do that a bunch of ways. The simplest is that one. All right, so if we take it up here now, let's see. We'll bring it up here, maybe now, for some of you, just playing A minor, D minor, E minor, and bar chords might be where you're at. So if that's what you need to do, then so here's your A minor at the 5th fret of the low E's in our E minor shape, D minor, 5th fret of the A string, A minor shape, E minor a whole step up, same chord shape. All right, so the first thing you do is maybe just make that same rhythm, right? Obviously you could do the... Now things can get more interesting here with the 16th note pattern, because you can get more the percussive strumming going on because you have a bar chord and you can just easily release the pressure of the chord to get stuff like... Right? So in funk, you know, it's... the clucks are like more prevalent than actually hitting the chord, right? So I'm not even, you know, pushing down, so I'm just getting the percussive groove of it. Anyway, so you can tell how that's, you started doing that over this progression with so you could also do reggae kind of feel. Right, now that there you're really on the ands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you gotta, it's the pressing and releasing, you know, because you're cutting that chord off with your left hand, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. All right, so those are just some ideas to mess around with. Same chord progression. A minor, D minor, E minor. All right, now I can take it even a step further here. You know, I can start. Now is just, you know, I'm throwing in a little lead lick, you know, or trying to keep it rhythmical though too, you know. So I just take my A minor chord here, and all I do is I just take the index and just kind of take it off the root here, bring it back just to these three, and then bring my thumb up. So it's really the same chord, I just don't have the A in the root. But this allows me to be able to do this very easily, right? And that's the line I'm doing, but I'm strumming it, right? So if I keep that going with the chord, right? And then when I went to D minor, I just did the same thing down on starting on the D string versus the A string. So it's the same thing. I just kept it E minor, D minor. I don't think I did anything there. You know, you could have. And then back, and then a 7 sharp 9 chord for the turnaround. That's way more interesting to play because you're throwing in the lead stuff, which is always fun. You could practice this. Let's see here in triads. That was a little sloppy, but trying to play it all in triads. So I'm just, you know, I preach this a lot when I teach, you know, knowing your triads on the neck. And that's really what I was doing. So, you know, over those first 4 bars over the A minor, I was just taking different A minor triads on the neck, right? And I'm just... sorry. You know, I could go adding something like that, and I'm just experimenting with it. But again, these are just, you know, I'm not going to go over these shapes, every single one of them, but, you know, they're just 3-note shapes, right? And they're all A minor. So this is an A minor here, this is an A minor there, this is an A minor here, 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 back to this one, you can get lower with it, there. So I see these shapes all over the neck. So if you can quickly move in and out of them, you know, you can get some cool rhythmical things going on. I also think you can see now from a compositional standpoint, you know, how if you had like this basic track laid down here, imagine you're writing a part and you're just, for the main rhythm part, it's very simple, right? So the first thing we did, you know, that basic, imagine you recorded that first, right? You know, so there's track 1 or guitar 1. Now you want to do something different when you know, try to make a second track. So this is where you got to imagine now if I had my looper going, I would do it for you. I should have it going. But I could lay this track down and then I could be doing this, you know, I could be doing that on top of it, right? You start to create a really 2 interesting guitar parts. So now we're getting in the composition. I don't want to go there, but just again, I'm just trying to show you and get you to think of all the different ideas that we're doing here with one chord progression, right? That's all I've done. It's just played A minor, D minor, D minor, in a basic 12-bar blues form, but you can mess with the form. It doesn't have to be that way. You know, something else here, I was thinking you could do like, now I'm really just, this is improv right now. I've done this lick before, right? But right now I'm just trying to think, how can I piece this lick I know? How can I take that lick and add it into that rhythm within the A minor chord, right? Sounds. That's very cool. And I'm just taking notes of the A minor pentatonic scale here, right? And I'm just playing this classic blues, like a classic blues lick. So it's cool if you add it into this, right? I'm taking the A minor. Well, I hope that, you know, spurs some ideas for you and maybe opens up some new possibilities for you on the fretboard, and that makes things way more fun. Thanks.